Okay, nice. Got that one. Ooh. Well, there goes an afflictor. Afflicty now, how could you? Oh, I think that other hangar is dead too. Nice. Alright then, that works for me. Okay, you should just die. Excellent. They are defeated. Very nice. Ship recovery. Get our stuff back. And pick through the wreckage. Scavenge. Take it all. That'll teach ya. Okay, so that means that Maxios and Chaudaxi should become more stable. Pirate activity is over, therefore a lot of their shortages can be resolved. Plus we got some more money again, so that's good. So pretty much everything that is now becoming the next size up, we might want to consider just putting a high command on them. Yeah, let's go back. So we're going to go over here, we're going to get these guys taken care of. That is going to then allow us to not really worry about Maxios too much, but at the same time, be able to do quite well. Cool, Majek has a double bounty. That can be extremely profitable. Okay, let's go. Colony threats. Hybrid raid. Mayasura. 81 days until it gets there. Alright, let's do this. Alright, Chaudaxi. Okay, Star Fortress, High Command, you're pretty much good to go. Maxios, then, is the place of interest. Planet Station's doing alright. Not too bad. Alright, let's make this a military base. We'll then make it a thingamajig. A high command afterwards. Let's turn on hazard pay. Very nice. Now we don't have to pay for that, which is nice. Let's see. They usually gather around there. Let's go over to that fringe. They'll either gather there or they'll gather around Kanta. Okay, I think Kanta is gonna be screwed soon, so I don't need to really worry about them too much. Byronte. Yeah, we got some time. Let's go see if there are a lot of dudes around here. Not really. There's a fleet. Wasn't a pirate fleet. Yeah, I think we have slaughtered all the pirates. There isn't going to be much here. We could go to Zagan. We could take out some of these guys. They're getting kind of far out there, farish out there. All right. Well, we have some colonies that are now size 6, so we do need to take care of those. Galan, DT. Ina, and those are all in Hisbrasil, so we need to head back to Hisbrasil. So that works for me. Let's go. Have all those colonies put high commands on them, and then proceed to just see what we can do. Let's see here. Colony threats. Nothing too crazy. Kathleen. Okay, let's take temporary control. High commands. Very nice. And hazard pay. I want this to also be heavy batteries, but you know, we can't do that right now. Is what it is. Okay, so that was... Oh yeah, it's Sion? No. Let's go to Sion. Aleda is also... Balar is also a size 5 now. So we should go to Balar. Okay, cool. Put hazard pay on you. I don't really have enough for us to put something else on him right now. But we'll do something else eventually. Just everything's so expensive for this guy. Let's see, base upkeep. We could put, yeah, we'll probably put commerce on there. Commerce or refining. It is probably going to be hyper stable. Though we should probably do refining. Yeah, we'll probably just do refining. That should be fun. Let's go to Sion. And there we go. Upgrade to high commands. Excellent. Ogama is fine. That one's under direct control. Chrome Croche. I don't know if it just became size 5. But it might have. But I think it's been size 5 for a little bit. Then we just head back over to Scintilla and see if there are any new things. Okay, hazard pay still going. So that works. Very nice. Yep, it's a good ways through that. Now let's head over to Aleda. And things good, and we'll be and then we'll be done. Alright, let's temporary control. Turn that back on. That's building, that's good, and we'll be putting a patrol HQ on there. I mean a military base on there once we're good to go. Alright, fantastic. let's put all this stuff away. Now the good part about putting, say, markets on everything is that you can actually satisfy your own needs that way. You go, you sell a bunch of stuff to yourself effectively for a nice profit, and then you're good to go. It's actually kind of nice. Okay, so Nexerelin wants a bunch of these for a nice price. So let's get like 4,000 of these. Let's get 700 crew. As I try not to like vomit and Morty. Get 400 Marines, since we have a lot in cold storage. Nexerelin wants these for double the price. Fantastic. Grab 600 for Nexerelin. 150 for ourselves. What else does Nexerelin want? They want 400 of these for a great price. Works for me. Hey. That's nice. We don't have enough volume for it, but that's nice. Alright, let's take the rest as supplies, and we are going to just go to Nexerelin. Are we at war with the Dirty Edge? Yes, but just barely. Alright, you hedge bastards. It is time. And my cat is saying hello. It is moi. I don't know, my cat is, what is that, French? He's like, behold me. Let's go dark. And let's make our way over to Nexerelin. Now we might need to find some sort of way to slip past their guards, because we are here to profit from them, not kill them. Alright, fantastic. Profit time. Damn it. Damn it. Ooh. Huh? Why do you need that? Also, what's up, Mr. Cat? Hello, 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 hello. Woo! Come here. Who's a good boy? I love you. Yes, I do. This is my cat. His name is David. There are many like him, but he is mine. Well, this one is mine. Maybe not. Making a Full Metal Jacket joke. Reference, I suppose. Okay, go on. Oh, you want to get on top of the desk? Alright. Okay, so who wants the stuff that I got then? Alrighty. Carlos indeed, over in Ema. What about these? Gilead. Eh? Marines? Ooh, they will buy my Marines at not a great price. Well, you know, it was nice. It was nice, but it seems that they were satisfied. Hello! How's it going, Cosmic Macari? Canary. Yes, we have a cat. Oh, they're neutral to us now. Okay, that works. They show up in Mayasura relatively soon. And we're going over to Karas. Karas is... Yes, over... Oh, nice. Yeah, Starsector is fantastic. I have lots of ship builds on my YouTube channel. It's over there, and tons of ship builds, just in case you are curious about how to build stuff. And yeah, if you have any questions, just let me know, and I'll see what I can do for you. Oh, Rabara is being attacked by the League, is it? That's good. Maybe I can just go in and do stuff during the chaos. And good price. We'll hire them instead. Well, you know, we can't sell all of them. I have no clue right now. I just did the tutorials. Yeah, so the game is very deep in a lot of ways. So you will be very satisfied. Most people who buy Starsector end up with like thousands of hours of Starsector. So you are definitely going to get your money's worth. The easiest way in the base game without mods to make money is to trade supplies with Chalcedon. If you're in a system that has a comms relay, there's some... Where is it? I know there's one around here somewhere, I think. Or near... Oh, there it is. Comms relay. So if there's one that has a comms relay, you'll be able to go to your inventory and then press F1. And it'll pull up this menu. Yes, it has open world RPG aspects. There are lots of mods out there too that add some quality of life things. Like, you can install the command console mod, which lets you have a command console. Which, if you like just want to mess around and find out what you like with ships and stuff, or add ships, or see what's out there, like you can use the command console to just add stuff. And, you know, fool around that way. But you can go on something, you can hit F1. If it doesn't pull this up, by the way, that just means you're in a star system that doesn't have a comms relay. Just go to one that does. And you can see where everything is cheap and where everything is expensive. And so then you can just go places that are cheap to buy lots of stuff. Go to places that are expensive, sell lots of stuff. When you look at factions, we have some modded factions here, but they will tell you what is generally illegal. So if they stop you, for instance, they will confiscate these things if they find them during their search. Most factions do not like it when you have your transponder off. That's this one. And so when you that's why it's actually kind of special, because when you hit it, it gives you an option. It's saying, hey, hit it twice to toggle it on or toggle it off, because there can be repercussions. Going dark turns off your transponder, just like so. There is that. There's also these two things, which are pretty not necessarily the clearest, because the tutorial doesn't tell you what these are. This one is how visible your ship is. This one is how long your ship. This is how long your. Let me start again. The bottom one, which is 56 right now for me, is how visible your fleet is. Up here is the sensor range of your fleet. So since I'm playing a phase fleet, which is basically like submarines, we're hard to see for the most part. However, our sensor range is not necessarily negatively impacted by that. So we can see really far. We can see much farther than we can be seen. Now, these guys, they also have a sensor range and a sensor profile. Sensor range, sensor profile. And so I believe how it works is our sensor range plus their sensor profile is how far we can see them. And the same goes for us. Our sensor profile plus their sensor range is how far away they can see us. So this will be most useful to you when you're trying to do sneaky missions. Say deploying a spy satellite or something. you'll need to sneak into enemy space, into a faction space with your transponder off, deploy the spy satellite, and then you can make some cash that way. Those pay like 70k, I think, per, usually. And it's usually pretty easy to do. What I recommend you do is one of the tutorial missions, which, yeah, I mean, if you get caught, you can use a story point and still deploy it. Or you can turn your transponder on. They won't find the spy satellite, so you'd be fine. You just have to turn your transponder on, and you get a little bit of faction. You get a little bit of a faction hit. Now, I recommend you go to the Galatia Academy. It's not dead, right? No, okay, it doesn't count as a colony. But I recommend you go here because, yeah, it's going to be really cool. It'll be kind of difficult at first, but it gets pretty easy as you learn more. So I have, if you like carriers, Moras are great, but you need to mass them. If you run out of supplies, the combat readiness, this top one, starts going down for all ships. When that gets to 0, your ships actually start taking damage. Like, they can start exploding. So make sure you try to always have supplies on you. If you run out of fuel, you'll just gravitate to whatever is the nearest gravity well, if you're in hyperspace. So if we were, say, here, we would just fall into the marine system. That might be the star, it might be a larger, like, it might be a large planet or something. If that happens and you're falling towards a black hole, that's these, you're basically, if you're unlucky, you're going to just fall into the black hole, and then your ships will all get destroyed, eventually, from combat readiness zeroing out. The supplies are for your fleet, so they're like pieces to maintain your fleet. So it's like assorted supplies required by ships and crew, ranging from rations to uniforms to munitions, spare parts, and, you know, various things. So these are more of just like replacement parts that are wearing out constantly all over your ships, and like food and stuff like that for your crew. So when these run out, the game sort of says, okay, well, you can run without having extra supplies, but like your crew is now starving. They won't starve to death or anything, but your crew is now starting to starve. Like, your parts are starting to wear out, so you're like, there are things that need to be replaced now. But, you know, it is what it is. Your ships are all kind of just like flying around each other in a fleet, so you don't necessarily have a carrier specifically, unless you're using fighters, unless you're flying carriers, at which point you really don't need to worry about the fighters because they don't consume combat supplies. I mean, supplies. But when you do have a carrier, they will have something I think it's referred to as fighter replacement. And as you use more, as fighters get destroyed and replaced, the fighter replacement score will go down, and the lower it goes, the slower it is to replace fighters, so it kind of rubber bands a little bit. But as combat readiness goes down, it slows down its rubber banding, I think. But, you know, it is what it is. But, yeah. Let me know if you have any questions, because I can probably answer a ton of them. I think I am an expert on Starsector at this point. Also, if you want some tips on my YouTube channel over there, I have like tons and tons of playthroughs. So, tons of playthroughs, tons of ship builds. But yeah, the closest thing the game has to a like quest line is going to be at the Galatia Academy. That's where the quest line, that's where like the game's central quest line is. Avoid anything that says, say, redacted or super redacted. Those are things you will encounter as you are going out into the sector and exploring things. So over here, if you turn on Starscape, so now you can see all the stars, that tells you where all the stuff is, but you should probably turn that off, because that then shows you where hyperspace is, and you move more slowly through hyperspace. You can go dark and just like slowly move through it and not take damage if there's a storm. And then if you turn on fuel range, this darker part shows us where you can get there and back. And the not darker, well, the brighter part, I suppose, tells you where you can get to there and back. You have enough fuel to do that for a round trip. And then the darker part, the outer circle, which we can't see here because it's beyond the map, that shows you where it's going to be a one-way trip. That's very useful if you are worried about potentially running out of fuel. As for things like colonies, I wouldn't really worry about colonies on your first playthrough, like right in the beginning. It's probably not that important right at the beginning. But this is the colony window, if you're curious about that. We still need to get some money and build a new thing. But overall, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, ignore this. This is a trick you can do with a mod. I wouldn't worry about it just yet. If you do build a colony and you build a heavy machinery or an orbital works is just the upgraded version of heavy machinery. You can then press D and go to custom, or if you want, you can come down here to command. And then you can start building your own types of ships. Ignore the green ones, that's from the mod. So you can build stuff. You can also build weapons and fighters. If you want to use stuff like carriers, there's, you know, there are some things about it that are interesting. Some of it's counterintuitive, some of it's not. I prefer like what I call my medley line of ships, which are like, you don't need to worry about you don't need to worry about the specifics yet, but just go ahead, play, and let me know if you have any questions. If you die, by the way, so let's say you are out and you run out of gas and you fall into a black hole and all your ships get blown up and you die. What happens? Well, your character, you the player, you get to an escape pod and escape and go into like cryo freeze, and then you get picked up by somebody, and somehow this all happens on the same day, and you get returned to, I think, Galatia or Corvus. I think it's Galatia. I think you start again at Ensyra. But you haven't lost any time, you don't lose any extra credits, your colonies don't get taken over or destroyed or anything. So, you don't need to worry about it too much. What I recommend you do is, if you go to the refit screen, you can hit Run Simulation, and you can literally just use this to play around with flying ships around. That's fine. You can do some target practice with things, if you want to find out what you can do there. You can also just spawn enemy ships. Ignore these are from mods. But like if you, and many of these are from mods, but like if you just wanted to practice fighting things, you could do that. You could also throw in your entire fleet if you wanted to see what you could fight against. Or if you just want a, like, no risk way of just flying ships around and playing around, you can do that. I think that's about it. That's the major ones. I don't have any carriers because I'm doing a phase fleet on this run, for the most part, and well, phase ships can't have fighters bays on them, so there is that. But I also have, but in other playthroughs, I do go with like a huge like carrier fleet, which can work out just fine. So, lots of strategies. These green things are story point mods. By the way, so story points are intentionally good for the player if you're new. I wouldn't worry about anything else. But you can spend story points to improve these, to make your ships better. I highly recommend that you use story points on the more expensive things. And let's see. If you do get a colony, and you want to, say, improve things, well, you can do that. We can, say, make improvements. And it requires 2 story points, and then doubles each time. So I think it goes 2 for... The first improvement would be 2, the second one would be 4, the next one would be, I think, 8. So, you know, it just depends on how you want to use them. There are also all kinds of circumstances where you could use story points to get out of problems. So, you know, it is whatever you want to use them for. You'll get more as you level up. And then we run into this. Like, this can be a little impenetrable. What I recommend is, if you want to fly around and have fun just being like an ace pilot and like flying around shooting stuff, then these are all pretty good. A lot of these are improving ballistic weapons and such like that. But if you were to, I don't know, get all of these, then that could be useful to you. Down here, like some of these, this improves your cargo capacity, for example. This is extra salvage, so when you defeat an enemy fleet, you're able to then salvage stuff. There's something actually pretty important. If I don't tell you this, somebody on the forums will be upset with me. I forget his name, but you want it around at least, when you can start swinging it, like 150 heavy machinery. This will allow you to kind of salvage everything. When you salvage something, you'll also probably get heavy machinery out of it, so you'll eventually end up with a surplus of this stuff. But, you know, it is what it is. One of the easiest things you can do is, if you want an easy playthrough and you want a nice, secure base, what you can do is, after you complete the tutorial and you have your extra income from what the governor in Galatia and Syra sets up for you. It gives you some money every month for, I think, 3 years. So what I recommend you do is just find a planet that you like, that is uninhabited. The lower this number, the better, usually. But you find a planet that you like, in a system that you like. So Aztlan is the capital, it's probably among the most secure. So you might find a planet that you think is great, that you can work with, and then start a colony there. And I say that because a colony, you can build a way station on it. This one has a way station. What that does is that collects supplies and fuel. And so then you're able to just go there whenever you need supplies and just withdraw supplies and then pay for it later. So that can be useful to you. They're at cost though. So yeah, it would be better to buy them cheap so you could sell them so you could sell them expensive, but you know, sometimes you can't do that. But you know, it can work. These grow slowly. They usually take care of themselves. And if you're somewhere that is decently well protected, like Chisimaztok in the Aztlan system, then you wouldn't have too many problems. You can also just click on a body if you're looking at a star system in the map, and you can just sort of see what all the planets are. Now, this is also going to be randomly rolled for you every time you start a new sector. So if we look at, say, Penelope's star system over here, these will all be kind of different. So I can't, like, tell you necessarily which one of these will be really, really good, because sometimes they are going to be different. So, like, Jungala over in Corvus is nice, and some cryolvolcanic worlds are nice, but I wouldn't worry about that too much. Just know that you can hit E, and then go to, say, bounties. If you see something that says system bounty, that means that you can go there, kill pirates, usually, and get paid to do it. So, you know, it's a good way to practice. You can also go there and salvage fleets that have been destroyed in combat or what have you, and you'll be able to recover some ships that way. So that's just an easy way to just grab ships if you just want to go out and be like, ooh, piece candy, ooh, piece candy. So, but generally you get a lot of low quality ships that way, but that's okay. Because, you know, this is what it is. But alright. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions, because I can very likely answer most of your questions. And a lot of this is probably just going like right over your head. So the ending is not in the game yet. So the game is still in development. And eventually there will be an ending. It will probably be at the end of the Galatia Questline. Right now I think it just sort of ends. But there is a central storyline, but it doesn't have like the necessary end just yet, if that makes any sense. Okay, let's put that away. Let's see, Don wants those. They probably don't hate us yet right now. But I actually want to go to Hizversil. No, to Zagan, so I can kill lots of people. So at the Galatia Questline, you'll actually get another like monthly stipend, and they'll give you lots of quests, lots of little jobs, and you can use that to sort of get lots of money very quickly, afford things, that kind of thing. So it can work out for you very easily. Okay. The other nice part, I recommend that you like find that you take a commission with somebody, and to get into a commission you would just go in and like talk to a station commander. This is my own factions, but there would be something like have a commission or something like that. And that would allow you to then tell them, hey, I want to work for you. And if your faction is at least 10, positive 10 with them, they would then basically let you join their faction, sort of, or have an association with their faction, fight in their wars. They'll help you to a degree, and they'll give you a stipend. Like, they'll give you a payment every month. So it would be possible within the first 3 years of the game to have the little stipend that's set up for you after the tutorial, a commission with the hegemony, and then like the stipend from the Galatia Academy, and you're just getting a bunch of little revenue streams in, and then start a colony somewhere, and you know, get more money going. But you know, it's nice, and then just go and do bounties or something. But yeah. So there are really two types of ships in the game. There are phase ships, and then there are, well, standard ships. Now I think these guys, they don't have shields. I don't have any ships that have shields. But basically, you know, it's what you used in the tutorial where you have a shield and stuff. But then there are phase ships, which they kind of like slip out of reality, so they can dodge things. But there is a delay on when they can go back into P space, or phase space. So, you know, that's a thing. High risk, high reward generally. But, yeah, just play around with it and let us know if you have questions. The community is usually very welcoming of new players. But alright, let's go do some commission work then. We're going to take about 2,000 here. And I think we're good. We have some cash. We can't afford to put commerce on here yet. Oh yeah, of course. And just let us know. If you have questions, we can probably answer those fairly easily. Okay, so let's go over here. Whenever there's pirate activity in a system, they tend to gather near the outer jump point. So if we look at Zagan, it has only an outer jump point. Okay, cool. But if we look at his Brasil, for example, it has an inner jump point and an outer jump point, or a fringe jump point. Pirates and invaders will usually enter from the fringe jump point, and so pirates will just hang out around this. And when you're in hyperspace, you don't have to have your transponder on. If you do not have your transponder on in a faction's space and they catch you, they will have some questions for you. They will probably want to know why, and they'll like stop you and they'll say, hey, turn your transponder on or else. Okay, is the League friendly to us right now? Oh, they don't care about us. Fantastic. That works for me. Even if a faction is hostile to you, if you do bounties, they'll still pay those bounties. So even if the Persian League was hostile to us and we did bounties, they'd still pay us. And if our faction got better than -50, they would actually become, like, inhospitable. So, neutral enough. And it looks like they're jacking up Isad Station. Let's go join the battle. Alright, so I don't think we really need to throw in the Doom here. So, since this is probably going to be able to tank, let's have these guys just go around back and then stab them in the back. It'll be great. Oh yeah, when ships are in P space, they move faster as well. That is a thing. Seems like there's a bunch of ships over there. But it's really not that bad. Since once we start attacking, their ships are going to start disappearing very quickly. As long as this survives long enough, we should be okay. Alright guys, let's tighten the noose. And it's time to start killing everyone. Go on guys, do what you do best. I'm going to jump into one of these afflictors. It has an officer. So when you have an officer on a ship and you jump into the ship, you get to use that officer's skills. So it can be really useful. Oh, hey, he survived. Hey, he's not supposed to survive. Ah. Yeah, basically it's kind of dangerous. Okay, nice. I think a lot of people sleep on phase ships in the early game, because they really are a high-risk, high-reward type of playstyle. Oh no, that poor shepherd! That's okay. So Afflictor's their entropy amplifier. What that does is that makes things take extra damage. They're kind of just glass cannons though, so keep that in mind. Like, they are very dangerous, but they are also glass cannons. Also, if you have phase ships, do not allow the AI to fly anything larger than a frigate. They fly frigates well. The moment you give the AI anything larger than a frigate, it starts to have problems. Let's join the pursuit, why not? You. Okay, cool. The Persean League lights us a little bit more. And so this is... Okay, we will not do that, but we'll take all of that. Alright, well, those guys will be a little bit of a problem for me, won't they? These guys want to die, evidently. How's our fleet looking? Yeah, we could kill them. Alright, fine. It's time to die then, guys. But yeah, phase ships are glass cannons. I do have this build on YouTube right now. Hopefully things don't crash. Oh, well. I believe this is like Fear the Reaper, Antimatter Blaster, Shade, and Afflictors. So you could use these ships if you want to. Let's see. So phase ships, especially phase frigates, tend to work really well as like submarine brawlers. So they're really good at sort of like breaking up enemy formations and attacking them. And they're all using a special weapon called Antimatter Blaster, which you can buy. The main thing about them is that they do really high damage, but they have limited charges. So a lot of new players sort of sleep on them. You know, it is what it is. But a lot of new players sleep on them because they don't like the idea of there being charges for their weapons. I think it's like 15 or 10 shots at base. But you probably won't need to use all of them, all the shots. And the AI, yeah, they fly frigates well. They don't fly phase destroyers, the Harbinger. They don't fly those particularly well. And they don't fly Dooms, which is the phase cruiser, particularly long. So the developers are kind of notorious about updating very slowly, but at the same time, they don't have a lot of problems, right? They don't make, you know, kind of bad changes to their games, to their game. So it can take a while. It's kind of a meme that, like, there will be an update to Starsector once every century. Okay, let's full assault now. But, I mean, there's also a ton of content, so people will play the crap out of these games. Okay, let's go kill this guy so it doesn't turn into a problem for me later. So this is a Doom. It has the ability to put down mines. Oh, hey! You threaded that needle quite nicely. I like it. Okay. Oh. Alright, well, my dudes are in the back, causing absolute mayhem. Spaceships, by the way, so they have this thing where they actually move more slowly as their hard flux goes up. So they can have some problems as a result of that if you're not well versed at using them. So they can have some problems. But it can also be okay. Alistar's Web, eh? Nice. Very nice. Okay, there's a handful over there that are still alive. Ooh, that was close. Almost hit my own shade by accident. Friendly fire is the thing, so you can actually hurt and kill your own ships. Yes. Yeah. Got it. Okay. Well, most of the enemy is dead. The thing that is kind of bad about phase ships, though, is that they tend to lose their... Over here, we'll see peak active performance time remaining. So that tends to go down for them relatively quickly, as opposed to other types of ships. Now once that hits, your combat readiness starts going down. And once that gets low enough, you start having malfunctions on the ship. Until your ship basically turns off. Like the engines break, essentially. So that is a thing that can happen. So, but yeah, most people will stick with frigates for a while. After a while, they'll upgrade to destroyers, and you know, stuff can work out pretty well. It's just you'll find whatever playstyle you seem to like more, and then probably use that. And that is the sound of the ship you are flying now out of peak combat readiness. Oh, gotcha. Okay, cool. Victory. Carry their retreat. We don't want their ships. Thanks for the money. The hedge also hates them. Nice. The hedge is just like, it's had enough of their crap. Alright, let's... Oh man, the game is starting to lag. The engine for this game is like 12 years old, by the way. Or something like that. 12, 10 years old. So there will be times where it will start to lag a lot. So just be aware. It is not you if you get a lot of lag. It is literally just the engine is old. Okay, they're attacking Esod Station. Time to go get lots of money. Okay, I'm gonna say rush over there and rush over there. And then once they divide themselves up, that works. Okay, cancel that, cancel that. You guys move to that one, and you guys move to that one. Alrighty. So you guys go over there, and you guys go over there. And kill them. Okay, so let me show you some of the differences between the ships. So the Afflictor had a debuff that you can put on enemy ships that increases the damage they take by, I think, 30%. The Shade, however, has a different special ability. And that is the EMP emitter. So what that does is let you start to shut down enemy ships to an extent. So everything in the game can take EMP damage, and after they take enough of it, like, things will start to shut down. Oh, this guy's super dead. Nope. Oh yeah, he's super dead. So we'll try to demonstrate here. So, like, some of his... So we just caused him to have a flame out, so we caused his engines to turn off. Damn it. Oh no. Uh-oh. That Afflictor didn't jump into the way of 2 Reapers. Now there's that hound left. Nice. Who's left? Just him. Alright, let's do this. If you shoot allies in combat, you will take faction damage, by the way. You'll lose some faction with that specific faction. Okay. Join pursuit, I guess. You. Fantastic. We don't want their ships, but we want their stuff. Alright, very nice.